Good morning, students. Once again, let us move and to the chapter number 1. Chapter number 1, I explained you. In chapter number 1, it's a brief explanation of the entire textbook, that is leftover chapters. When we speak about chapter number 1, what we are going to study in chapter number 1? We are going to study in chapter number 1 the different types of cartographic skill, the skill of map making, which is changed over a period of time. That is what we are going to study in chapter number 1. We are also going to study in the chapter number 1, that is use of terminologies. Terminology. For example, today when we speak India, what picture is coming to your brain? The picture is Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to West Bengal. So this geographical structure, the map of India, is coming to your brain. That is because this is what the present day map of India, that is what we are talking, map or cartography. But do you really think 600 years back, 600 or to be specific, in 600 AD, do you really think that this was a map? Definitely not. Because imagine a situation, imagine that even before 1947, India and Bangladesh was a part of India. So 1000 years, over a period of this 1000 years, there is a lot of changes in the map. That is what we are talking, cartography. So we are going to study different types of maps, means different types of maps which are mentioned in the textbook, chapter number 1. We are also going to study about terminologies, which I told, India, Hindustan. Is the same meaning was there in the past? Definitely not. The meaning was, that is what we are going to study about, terminologies, use of words. We are also going to study about introduction of few technology. Technology in the sense, agriculture. When agriculture was started in India or in the medieval Indian history, do you think Taxmo company submersible pump was there? Motor was there? Definitely not there. Canals were not there. Rather, dams were not there. So, they used their own method or technology for the purpose of irrigation. This is, we are going to study. What are the technology or the which they use for the purpose of irrigation or for the agriculture activity. I previous video I explained about introduction of new food items or beverage crops. In India today you can see we grow rubber. When we grow rubber, we have a lot of plantation crops, arecanut, coconut, cashew nut. There are many plantation crops which are all originally not belongs to India. So, which are those crops which are not belongs to India? They are all we are going to study in the chapter. So we are also going to study about political development, social development. Political development, I explained you. 6 houses are there in our school. Rashtrapati House, Wadayar House, Adil Shah House, Chalukya House, Hoysala House, Vijayanagara House, isn't it? All these houses are named after the famous dynasties of Karnataka. These famous dynasties of Karnataka, they ruled Karnataka during the medieval Indian period. That is what the dynasties. So we are going to study about these political dynasties. That is what we are talking about. The changes or introduction of or beginning of several kingdoms or dynasties which we are going to study. So there are much more activity which we are going to study about the medieval Indian history. Let me begin with the chapter. In this image 1 and image 2, okay. Now see the image 1. This is the image 1. This is a map This map is drawn by Al-Idrisi. Al-Idrisi drawn this map in the year AD 1154. In AD 1154, this map of Al-Idrisi, are we able to recognize India? It's very difficult, isn't it? Because according to Al-Idrisi, this is Sri Lanka. This is Sri Lanka, and this part of this is South India. This is North India. But if you compare this with today's map, definitely this is the reverse order. That is, Sri Lanka is down below, South India is down below, and North on the top. So Al-Idrisi's map, this is drawn in the year 1154 AD. The second map, this map, I think you may feel more comfortable with this map, because in this, at least today's present shape of Indian map is there, isn't it? You can see the South India, Gujarat, Bay of Bengal is here. Sri Lanka is placed like today's political map. Okay, so this map was drawn by a French cartographer. In the previous video, I explained the meaning of cartographer. Cartographer is a person who makes or draws the map. So a French cartographer used this, drawn this map here 1720s. It's not exactly 1720s in that year. So these are the two maps. Now, among these two maps, when you move to class 8, we study about French settlements in India, British settlements in India, Portuguese settlements in India, Dutch settlements in India. Take for example, Goa. Goa was ruled by Portuguese from AD 1510 to 1961. Goa was ruled by Portuguese. Like that, left of the major part of Indian geographical area was ruled by British. British ruled us, Portuguese ruled us, French ruled us. These are all Europeans. So all European sailors, they sailed from Europe to India. Today, when you are driving a car, first, if you are going to a less known destination or you don't know the roads properly, first thing what you do, your father maybe switch on the GPS. GPS. What GPS is? Global Positioning System. It will explain the map. So once the GPS is on, definitely it explains you which route you have to go, where to take left, where to take right, all these directions are there. Like that. Imagine 700 years or 1000 years before, smartphones were not there, Android mobiles were not there. So those days they used these kind of maps. So these maps and compass help the travelers to travel in the huge ships. So these are the two maps. Moving to the details of it. French cartographer's map, that is the second map, is much more used by the European sailors and merchants for the voyage, for their travel. Since the cartography is different in each place, that is I explained you. Al-Idrisi's map is different, French cartographer's map is different. And historians take into account of these maps with a different historical backgrounds. Means when they draw a map, what are the changes which they got from a different source, they try to inculcate or include in their maps. Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic, that is new terminologies. I explained you terminologies is nothing but a new word. In the beginning of India, in the medieval Indian history, India was known as Hindustan. But Hindustan, I told you, Hindustan of today is different. Hindustan of 13th century Hindustan was different. 16th century Hindustan was different. Hindustan for Al-Biruni was different. Hindustan for Babur was different. Hindustan for other Persian poets was different. Means the word Hindustan underwent several changes in its meaning. That is what I am talking about. So information produced in a particular context changes over the course of time. Languages and meaning also changes. Languages and meaning also changes over a period of time. Medieval Persians are different from modern Persian language. Persian language also underwent several changes. What was the medieval Persian language was different from the modern. Those who are Karnataka, definitely you will be studying in Kannada. Hale Kannada. The old version of Kannada is different. Hosa Kannada, the new version of Kannada is different. The meaning of words also changed. The writing style is changed. So, whenever there is a change in the method or language, definitely the meaning of words also change. Okay, this is a subcontinent map of India. Okay, this is what the today's subcontinent map. Please try to compare this map with the previous two maps. Al-Idrisi's map as well as French cartographer's map. So you can see the French cartographer's Al-Idrisi map and present day map is entirely different because geographical condition of present day is entirely different, because those days India was not an independent country like what today we are having this political map. Now moving to the meaning of Hindustan. Hindustan, those days Hindustan means areas of Punjab and Haryana and lands between Ganga and Yamuna. This is the meaning of Hindustan. So Hindustan of those days, that is 13th century Hindustan, is not the Hindustan of what today we are talking about, Kashmir to Kanyakumari. This Hindustan was not there. In 13th century, Hindustan means areas of Punjab and Haryana and areas between Ganga and Yamuna. This particular area was called as Hindustan. Okay, so what is Hindustan according to Babur? Babur belongs to which dynasty? Mughals. Yes. According to Babur, Babur explains that Hindustan is nothing but geographical conditions of India. That is Hindu Kush mountains. Because of the Hindu Kush mountains, it is called as Hindustan. Or the flora and fauna of India, the culture of India. This is according to Babur, Hindustan is nothing but because of the geographical conditions of India, India is called as Hindustan. That is what he explains. Okay. Moving to next few new terminologies. I'll give you one more example. Today, the word quarantine. We are quarantine means because of coronavirus. We know what is the meaning of word quarantine, isn't it? Quarantine means stay away or don't mingle with anyone. Stay in your home. Quarantine. Isolation. Isolation. Imagine meaning of word isolation last year and meaning of word isolation today. It's different. Last year isolation means maybe stay away, but today isolation means even don't mingle with your family members. That is the new meaning to this word isolation is purely because of the present COVID conditions. That is what. So last year we were not that much familiar with the word quarantine. Quarantine is now it's a very familiar word. This is what we are adding. We are talking about 1000 years back, foreigner. Today when we speak foreigner, who is a foreigner? A person who belongs to other countries. Means for example, if a person comes citizen of America, lands in India, is called as foreigner because he is basically not the citizen of this country. But in the medieval Indian history, who was a foreigner? In a medieval Indian history, foreigner is a person who is just outside from his village. Means every village was looked as one particular political unit. I'll explain you. For example, Rashtrakuta dynasty. Rashtrakuta dynasty had an enmity with Chalukya dynasty. Even though they were all there in present geographical, the same India, but they were the enemies. Marathas and Adil Shahis, they were the enemies. So, those days, foreigner means person who is outside your boundary. That was the meaning of word foreigner. Even a person who lives in an urban area, who enters to the forest, definitely Adivasis, they all look him as a foreigner. The same applies another way also, where a forest dweller who enters to the town is considered as a foreigner. So imagine the meaning of foreigner in 700 AD or in 1000 AD, and meaning of foreigner today is entirely changed. That is what we are speaking about. Terminologies or the meaning of words changes over a period of time because of the political, social, economic conditions. So terminologies also changes over a period of time. It is given here. The word foreigner is maybe those days it's used for a city dweller or a forest dweller also. In reverse order or vice versa it is used. This is called term foreigner was used. Okay. Let's move to the next topic. That is, what is the source to study history? Source. Take for example, what is the source to study in class 7 history textbook? On what basis you are studying history is nothing but your NCERT textbook. This is source for it, isn't it? Yeah. This is a book from which the questions are asked for the examination. This is a book. This is considered as source. What is the source to study history? Okay. The source to study history are manuscripts, writings of past. Manuscripts is the source to study history. Not only manuscripts, monuments. Monuments means buildings. Monuments also considered as source to study history. Contributions may be in the form of coins. That is called metallurgy, numismatics, coins. Even coins, a small coin also definitely helps us to study history. We are also going to study history with the help of lot of other materials. It may be, take for example, a bronze medal or bronze statue. Bronze statue which belongs to a particular dynasty. Definitely it is a source. Because with that bronze metal, we can understand that people belong to those periods. They were knowing how to melt this particular metal, how to make statues out of metals. So in the next class, we will study in detail about the sources of history. My dear children, I am going very slowly because since it is you are new to me, or I am new to you in this academic session. So once again I will sum up. Cartographer means a person who makes the map. We studied about Al-Idrisi's map. We studied about French cartographer's map. And we compared Al-Idrisi and French cartographer's map with the present day political map of India. We studied about the meaning of Hindustan, how the meaning of Hindustan changed over a period of time. We also studied about other terminologies like the foreigner and other important terminologies which have changed over a period of time. So in the next lesson, we will study about sources to study history in detail.